is this? Tabletop Island, huh? Let's see what this is all about.
So let's start from the beginning. Let's see. We have the old lady going for a nice stroll to the living room, and then bada bing, we got a loose chandelier that just falls on top of her. Makes perfect sense. Those get loose, I guess, falling down and knocking her to her death. After that, the tennis player gets spooked, walks over to the stairs, and decides to climb up a bookshelf. Yup, he goes completely up the stairs, which makes absolutely no sense, but whatever, he's a tennis player, so he does this kind of stuff. Then, all of a sudden, someone pushes him off the ladder, falling to his death. Then things start to get pretty ugly. We have the farmer who gets knocked down, falling to his death, but it makes no sense for him to even be in the house. Then we have the old man going up some stairs with some flowers. Makes perfect sense. He falls down the stairs. He's an old man. Whatever. Then we got a more interesting one on our hands. We got the maid doing her old cleaning thing, keeping things nice and tidy. Then she falls into a fiery pit and burns, therefore ending her life. That's a pretty ugly scene, and I try not to think about that too much. So we have the medium, the doctor, the butler, all have great alibis. We have the chef who says he was cooking, the hairdresser makes no sense, she wasn't doing anyone's hair, probably mooching, but someone is the murderer. But the more I think about it, there really is only one person to gain from all of this. Only one person that gets the inheritance. I guess things really are that simple.
Welcome to Tabletop Island. I'm Bernardo, your host, and today we're going to be talking about the vintage board game, 13 Dead End Drives. Now this game has gotten a reprint. In fact, you can find it at Barnes & Noble now. It just got its 25th anniversary, if I remember correctly, and I think it's a fantastic game. It looks amazing on the board, and it's this cool mansion theme where there is a painting in the middle, and the person whose picture is in that frame is the inheritor, so who gets to get the entire estate. And that person, or each player, has their own cards that have their own characters on it. So if your picture is on that frame, you want to get your character out of the mansion in time, and you win. But other people can move your character too and try to get them killed, and in doing so, ruins your chances. They get removed from the painting and the next individual shows, and then you keep going from there. If you can get your character out, you win. There are a few other conditions on how you lose, like a cop coming to the entrance, but I'm not going to get too far into that. I think you guys should check out the instructions. I'll leave a link in the description where to find those. I think the game's fantastic. It looks amazing, and as you guys know, I seem to look for that a lot in board games. Now, the game itself, the gameplay is very simple, but I do think that there is room for strategy in this game. Now, you're probably thinking, Bernardo, what are you talking about? There's no strategy in here. You're crazy. That's where you're wrong. I actually think there's a lot of good conversation that can go from it, and there's a lot of faking people out, making them think that that's your character in order to make them want to work harder to get that person killed, or bring their character closer to the front while everyone else is trying to get that person killed. You work your characters towards the exit. So there's so much going on in the game, but you kind of have to pick and choose your battles, because you can just flat out lose if someone rolls the right number and gets that much closer. So it is such a fun, simplistic game, and again, it looks amazing on the table, and that's really what I look for in games, especially with vintage board games. The gameplay is very simple. Again, I basically explained the rules to you. If you want a little more detail on some of the other ways you win and lose, you can take a look in that description, but the game is amazing, and it was number one on my top 5 Halloween horror themed games, and it was number 1 for a reason. The gameplay's simple, easy to teach, fun for the whole family, and I absolutely love the board. But that is all I have for you guys today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate any feedback. I'm trying to make these videos more and more outrageous, and with your guys' help, I have been doing so I do appreciate it. If you are interested in notifications, there is a bell up there somewhere. Monday, regular board game reviews. Wednesday, weekly update/talks. And then on Friday is my vintage board game reviews. That is all I have for you guys today. I will see you guys next time.